Philippa of Hainault. Philippa of Hainault, born 1310, died 1369, was Queen of England as the whole political, as the wife and political advisor of King Edward III. She acted as regent in 1346 when her husband was away. Daughter of Count William of Hainault, the French Princess Joan of Valois. Philippa was engaged to Edward, Prince of Wales, in 1326. You see an image they have of her there. We're going to go down here to where they're going to describe her. The lady whom we saw has not uncomely hair betwixt blue, black, and brown. Her face narrows between the eyes, and its lower part is more narrow than her forehead. Her eyes are blackish brown and deep. Her nose is fairly smooth and even, save that it is somewhat broad at the tip and flattened, and yet it is no snub nose. Her lips are full, especially the lower lip. Her lower teeth project a little beyond the upper, yet this is but little seen. All her body is well set and unmaimed, and not as amiss so far as a man can see. Moreover, she is brown of skin all over, much like her father, and she will be the age of 9 years on St. John's Day next to come, as her mother said. She is neither too tall nor too short for such an age. She is of a fair carriage. The damsel is well taught in all that becometh her rank, and highly esteemed and well beloved by her parents, in all of her meanie, in so far as we could inquire and learn the truth. In all things she is pleasant enough, as it seems to us. Okay, let's look at an image of Philippa of Hainault. See a lot of images here of someone else. Here's a different looking image. Looks almost like a photograph. And here we find Philippa of Hainault. Now, Philippa of Hainault had a lot of children. She was very fruitful. I think she had 13 children, it said. Eight sons. So we're going to go ahead and something like, I guess it was 8 sons. That leave five daughters. Is one of her daughters, Margaret, Countess of Pembroke. Sort of looks like an altered picture. However, we see the afro. Yeah, I don't know how they start putting these different. I mean, just looking at her Wikipedia there, it's like they're telling you right there on the screen that she got brown skin, but they're showing you a picture of a white lady. You know, it doesn't make sense. They got a lot of tricks, man. They got a lot of tricks to try to hide the stuff. And here's another one of the tricks. You know, they call him Edward, another one of her sons, the Black Prince. That's how he's known. His name was Edward of Woodstock. He was the first in the Duchy of Cornwall. He established the Duchy of Cornwall. A black man, and they love to call him the Black. You know, Philip the. It just seems to me like they were all black. You know what I'm saying? They just belittle it or denounce it or try to obscure the truth by saying that he was the Black Prince. You know. Here's another one of her sons, John of Gaunt. And there's another picture of Edward of Woodstock. That's an older picture, obviously. Okay, so we see melanated people showing up in the power structure of Europe in this time. You know, from about the 12th, 13th century to we're gonna look up to 16, 1700. So that's like the 18th century, something like that. And you know, if they're kings and queens and you know, royal blood, then it stands to reason that they also occupied other seats in the power structure. Um, we're gonna look at the Black Illuminati. because they also held the power structure of the wealth and the finances. Here's Jacob Fugger. You see this image they put up there. I'm going to read about him a little bit. Jacob Fugger of the Lily, which I found very interesting because, Fleur de Lis has something to do with the lily. So 1459 to 1525, also known as Jacob Fugger the Rich, major German merchant, mining entrepreneur, and banker. Here's something about the family. Upper is a German upper bourgeoisie family that was historically prominent group of European bankers, members of the 15th and 16th century mercantile patricate of Augsburg, international mercantile bankers, venture capitalists, along with the Wessler family. Fugger family controlled much of the European economy in the 16th century and accumulated enormous wealth. The Fuggers held a near monopoly on the European copper market. So they were, they're at the top. I've heard a lot about Rockefeller, this and all these different things. This is a black Illuminati family. Okay, and we heard about the Westlers there. We're going to look at them. And then down here, it's going to mention the Tuchers as well. Let's see. Jacob Fugger the Rich was elevated to the nobility of Holy Roman Empire in May 1511. And today he is considered to be one of the wealthiest people to have ever lived. Okay. I know it's going to mention, we're going to go back, sorry. This banking family replaced the De Medici family. We're going to check them out too, who influenced all of Europe during the Renaissance. The Fuggers took over many of the Medici's assets and their political power and influences. They were closely affiliated with the House of Habsburg, whose rise to power they financed. So the Fuggers were behind the Habsburgs. Unlike the citizenry of their hometown, there's the Tuchers. They mentioned the Tuchers there. Okay, so we're going to take a look at them. I don't know if we got an image in of Jacob Tucher, Jacob Fugger. Seem to have lost it here. And you see all these other images. There's one melanated looking image. Another. And there's another. Okay. Those are the Fuggers. Now we're going to take a look at the Tucher von Simmelsdorfs, right? I couldn't find any images of any people that were Tuchers. Actually, I'll take that back. We got Andreas Tucher there. And we have Matthias Tucher. No, Tobias Tucher. Tobias Tucher, we'll give you a little close-up of him. Not really that melanated looking. However, here's their family crest. Now this image is very interesting. I've seen this image in Native American art and literature as well. And I want to look into the significance of this because it's strange to find it in a lot of, old European families. And then to find it also in Native American artwork. Okay, so we're going to go to the Westlers. Here's Marcus Wessler. Marcus Wessler. Okay, here is Bartholomew Wessler. Okay. There's another image of Bartholomew there. Here's that image again, Bartholomew Wessler, German merchant family, Illuminati family. Okay, we're going to go over to the de Medicis. This is Alessandro de Medici. You know, once again, they call him the Black Prince of Florence. However, we're starting to see that he is not the Black Prince. He is a Black Prince of Florence, one of many. You know, we know how they do it. Always got to try to discredit. You know, there's one. Okay, now we took a look at the power structure, the Black power structure of Europe at that time, and we see that they were in the ruling class. We see that they were in the financial institutions. And now we see that they're in religious institutions. Pope Clement VII, born Giulio di Giuliani di Medici, was head of the Catholic Church and ruler of the Papal States from 19th of November 1523 to his death in 1534. We just saw an image of him. I'll show it again. And that's Pope Clement VII. And we have Pope Leo X. Most of the images of Leo are Circassian looking. But we're starting to see that that's just not possible. It's just not possible. The entire society is black, melanated people. And there's a little something about Pope Leo X. He was Pope and ruler of the Papal States from March 6, 1513 to his death in 1521, born into the prominent political and banking Medici family of Florence. Okay, then they mention Lorenzo. I think I got a picture of him coming up. Yeah, here's Lorenzo de Medici. Lorenzo de Medici, member of the prominent banking family of Italy in the approximately 13th or 14th century. Not really sure. I didn't do a lot of research about them, but you can see here's his death mask. They have an image of his death mask here. Here it is. Death mask. There it is. Death mask, right? I heard about it somewhere before that the death mask is they make a cast of the face of the man after he's dead. And there's the face of Lorenzo de Medici. We have Cosimo de Medici. We have Francis of Assisi. I mean, I just get names and I start looking and I just find them. I just find the pictures, you know. Francis of Assisi was a member of the Capuchin. The Capuchin were explorers. This man was a member of the Capuchin, Venetian Capuchin monk Marco di Aviano. The Capuchin monks were the first to travel up the Congo River in Africa and meet with the kings of Congo in that time. And, this is some images of the Black Dutch This is Don Miguel de Castro. That's another portrait of him when he was younger. Here's who they call might be Paul Cuff. And it's a little something they had about that portrait. So anyhow, we see that the entire power structure was black. It's not just Edward the Black Prince as if it was one, or Philippa of Hainault, the first Black Queen of England, or Sophia Charlotte of Mecklenburg, the first Black. It's just it's a bunch of bull, man. They're all black, man. They got a lot of false pictures of people that look like me, and I don't know where we came from or at what point, but you know what I mean. What's important to me is the truth of the Most High. Any stigma attached to my people and where they came from, I could give a damn about, because, my people just ain't worth much of anything, you know? Yeah, I don't want to get into it too much. Probably can do a whole video on that. But anyhow, thank you for watching. Shalom. Have a great one.